I was told you were coming.
So, who do you kill for fun around
If this girl gives him 1 minute of happiness, it is 1 minute too much.
Baby,
She's not Angel anymore.
I'm back.
Jeez.
I don't like vampires. I'll take a stand and say they're not good.
I feel like a candidate.
It's fucking
I
fantastic.
love that sound.
The ice cream bar is this way.
Beautiful.
Rabacadabra is the beer we're drinking today on Beer with Buffy. I'm Josh.
I'm Rex.
And today's episode is Season 2, Episode 6. It is called Halloween. It's only been a couple of weeks since we actually had Halloween.
I'm kind of disappointed that we did not figure out a way to record this on Halloween.
Yeah, well,
Or, closer to Halloween.
shit happens. Here we are, doing it anyway, doing it up.
And this will be our last time recording in this space.
Sad panda.
Not really at all.
A little bit.
I am moving out of a basement and into a second floor apartment.
Yeah.
A nice second floor apartment.
I haven't seen it yet, but I will take your word for it. I am going to miss feeling like I'm walking into the middle of a field where there may or may not be a bloody wood chipper.
That's just Bob the neighbor. He's fine.
And there's like definitely corpses at the bottom of that pond over there.
It's really more of a swamp.
Yes.
Which doesn't increase the chances that there aren't corpses.
Oh my god, that beer tastes like coffee.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, it's fucking amazing.
look at that. It's a coffee milk stout.
Yes.
Who knew?
This is actually one of my favorite beers from Bell's.
Bells. They knew.
Yeah, they knew.
That's who knew. And anybody who happened to read the label.
Josh, we need a mom synopsis.
Joshua! What are you doing, Joshua? It's not Halloween. Why are you dressed all sexy like? Mom, I'm not sure how I feel about you calling me sexy. You have very nice hair, Joshua. You're gonna make a lady very happy someday. Well, when you put it like that, gosh. Who is that very sexy character in the show? That's Willow. She's on every single goddamn episode, Mom. Oh my. I'm having funny feelings downstairs. I know you are, Mom. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Oh, look, it's your friend Billy Idol again. Yeah, everybody gets some funny feelings downstairs this episode. Even Giles.
Oh,
Hey, what's the history on your buddy Ethan there, Giles? Enough foreplay. Clearly he likes it rough. So, all the demon costumes come to life, and Buffy scores some impeccable timing and triumphs over the day regardless, because she is the Slayer.
It's a beautifully chaotic episode.
She is the chosen one. It's fucking ridiculous.
It is.
It's, oh my god, it's borderline stupid, but it's so fun. I don't care.
It's stupid in exactly the right way.
Just the right way. We really needed this.
Yes.
It was a long hike through the last couple of episodes.
I've been listening to you do that stupid mom voice for 7 years, and it still cracks me up.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I suppose we should begin this.
I mean, that's like your opinion, man.
No, that's the routine.
Oh, that's why people are listening to us.
Yes.
I guess.
Presumably.
Tell you what, everybody, you should call in. We're taking calls. We're live. We're hot. We're on the line right now.
None of what he is saying is true.
Call in at exactly this time right now. 9:57 p.m., November 27th, 2018. get a hold of Doc Brown to make that happen.
This episode isn't going to be released till mid-December.
And let us know why you're still listening to us, if you're still listening to us. Is it because we're talking about Buffy, or is it because we abuse each other verbally? I would like to know.
That was actually pretty decent.
I even put my thumb out like a politician as I said that. Why do they look like they're pressing a button on
I don't know.
on a fucking PowerPoint presentation? It's really annoying.
It is. Politicians in general are annoying.
Is this for me? I must be ready. I need my strength. Give me more! Nights I shall walk the earth.
Hold on. You've got something in your eye.
Anyway,
Season
we're
2.
here to review Buffy.
Episode 6.
And the show opens up with Buffy crushing a poor little jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, it was so cute, too.
It was.
Duh.
She's fighting a vampire in a pumpkin patch. Mm-hmm. And another vampire is being all voyeuristic with a camcorder.
He was liking it. He was liking it way too much. Hey, answer me this. Why do all vampires seem to know Kung Fu?
I don't know.
Or at least they think they know
Dude
Kung
had
Fu.
a hell of a roundhouse.
He did. He must have had a dancing background. Just the actor.
The fight's kind of comedic anyway, because Buffy's like throwing pumpkins at him and shit.
I didn't even notice.
The effect, did you notice the really horrible effect when she throws the stake at him and he grabs the scarecrow and blocks the stake?
I did notice that there was way too long of a delay between that stake leaving her hand.
But like the stake lands and you can tell that it doesn't actually pierce the scarecrow. It just kind of hits the scarecrow and then sticks there. I'm pretty positive it's because they used one of those tricks where they have a line that pulls the stake to the target. It's like an invisible wire.
Or they could have been doing it in reverse.
I really don't think it was reverse.
No? Yeah, that's always pretty easy.
But it was goofy
because the
looking.
physics always look backwards.
It was
when
goofy
they do
looking.
that.
So Buffy, we get kind of an interesting little look here at the fight though, because you see a couple of times through the camcorder.
Speaking of the camcorder, just real quick, since when does shaking a camcorder fix temporary low battery dysfunctions?
I don't know. I was like, they didn't even mention the low battery thing later at all. Like, why did they even bother having
It
that?
didn't come up at all. It was not important. It was a time waster.
Yeah, it really was. But it was kind of interesting to see the fight from that perspective. Mm-hmm. Which, non-cinematic of just kind of hiding behind a fucking bush or some shit.
Right.
But Buffy kills the vampire with a sign.
Uh-huh.
I want to make I want to bring something up here because
You're not making a hypothesis then?
I don't think that's quite the right word. But I have a question with
Hypotenuse?
so Buffy's powers. Have you ever noticed that she's never gotten a splinter?
Hyperbole.
No. Have you ever noticed that she's never gotten a splinter? Is that part of the Slayer powers?
Hyper Ebola.
God damn it.
Are you trying to make a joke, Rex? When did you become the funny one? Splinters. That's funny.
Fuck you. Moving on.
Superpowers against Splinters, though. I mean, if you're fighting Splinter the Rat, that's a good superpower.
But she never gets splinters. Think of the force that she had to stab down with that sign.
I theorize that vampires must have really soft sternums in general.
Yeah,
That's the only option.
I guess.
Congratulations, welcome to Vampirehood. If you could just remove your sternum and place it on the shelf. We have a collection of sternums. It's like going to a swinger party and putting your keys in the fishbowl.
So
you're a vampire now. You leave your sternum at the door. You fucking do it.
Follow the rules. So the opening credits after she spikes the vampire.
Yeah.
And we're at the bronze.
The bronze. I'm sorry, I pronounced the TH in that far too well. Duh, bronze.
That's better.
You're welcome.
Have a fucking sense of professionalism here.
I am ashamed of myself.
As you should be, for many reasons that have nothing to do with this podcast.
I couldn't have said it better myself. So,
are you as weirded out by seeing Angel in, like, a normal, like, people environment as I was?
And enjoying Cordelia's company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird.
So speaking of being over shit, Buffy walks in and it's like, Cordelia's kind of part of the group now.
Yeah.
She knows who Angel is. Are you really this threatened by her speaking to Angel?
First, before that, though, it is a bit of a funny, not really a funny line, but a funny facial expression from Angel. Because he's sitting there leaned against a table, and Cordy walks around and, you know, starts flirting with him and everything. And he's kind of got this very deer in headlights look of like, what the fuck am I supposed to do talking to her?
It's kind of just his acting style, to be honest.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm waiting for Buffy.
So, when I was going to acting school, when I was a theatre major in the Università, one of my professors, the only professor that was worth anything, he said, so by the way, everybody in acting 102 or whatever the fuck bullshit course it was, he said, if you're ever on a soap opera, this is the only acting technique you need. You stop and you think to yourself, did I leave the oven on? And I think me and David Boreanaz had the same teacher. That's all I'm saying.
That is possible.
Anyway, it's forgivable that Buffy gets so insecure at this moment because they're high school girls.
Yeah.
All right. You're supposed to be awkward and insecure in high school.
However,
I think.
Cordy, her behavior is kind of egregious here. First off, she has a boyfriend.
Yes.
Second off, she knows that Angel and Buffy are a thing.
Yes.
Third off, she kind of is part of the group and somewhat friends with Buffy at this point.
Yes.
And just blatantly trying to fucking steal her boyfriend.
Yes. Yep. And she comes up and she's like, nice hair. Really screams street urchin.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Like, obviously he likes Buffy. Like,
on top of that, I'm like, Buffy, you could pop her head without effort.
yeah. And honestly, her hair didn't look that bad.
No, her hair was fucking fine. Even when she was like, oh, that's sweet, but you're a terrible liar. No, it's just, your hair's fucking fine.
Yeah.
It's fucking fine. Oh,
And-
there was a piece of straw in it. It's fucking fine.
And for fuck's sake, woman, he knows that you kill vampires for a living. Like, he knows this.
Yeah.
He's already accepted that you're a badass vampire slayer.
He loves that about her, frankly, which is confirmed at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I've noticed they do this a little bit where they'll have character progression past a point, but then they want to use that same character progression to, in the next episode, so at the beginning of the next episode, they regress them a little bit.
Well, they're stuck in this old bullshit writer's technique where everything resets at the end of every episode. They don't ever want to progress with the progress. They don't want to progress with their progress. That's the same word. Anyway, but it does kind of sort of mean two different things. Call in, everybody. Once again, this is our call-in episode.
Josh.
Our non-live.
Josh, no one is going to call us because nobody is currently listening to this episode while we are recording it.
Step into your local TARDIS. Our number is 555-5555-12345. 6789.
I think that's too many numbers.
Doctor. 1-800-DOCTOR. Call in and let us know your opinion, because that's like your opinion, man, and that's how the USA works these days.
Dig this. Dig this. Sorry you had to wait. Fire, beheading. Hurry up, sweet dreams. Sunlight. Hurry up, sweet dreams. And water, usual. Oh yeah, I hit him. With what? A desk.
Moving on from your terrible joke.
So I think it's wonderful. So I had an equally wonderful question to pose for everybody. As Buffy walks away and Cordelia comes back with cappuccinos, Remember this really stupid spot?
Yep.
Is it me or did Angel start reaching to take a cappuccino from her? Like, hey, I'm upset and you're half the source of the problem, but my undead soul could sure use some caffeinated bean juice and a splash of steamed cow water. That'd be great.
Everyone in this scene is acting poorly.
Steamed cow
Like,
water.
Every character in this scene is acting poorly. Buffy is being insecure when she already has passed that point. She knows that Angel likes her. She knows that they have a thing going. Cordy is...
Straight from the crusty slabby bag on the tail end of a cow.
Okay. Cordy is trying to steal her friend's boyfriend. But...
I'm talking about milk.
I get it.
Fuck the dairy industry, by the way.
That is aside from the point.
Go on. I'm listening.
I don't think you are.
I've heard everything you said, Rex.
Angel in this really, I think, is the one doing the most harm because he very easily could look at Cordy and go, Cordy, I'm not interested in you. I like Buffy. And he could shoot her down, but he doesn't.
You know what his problem is? I think he's lactose intolerant.
What? Are those soy lattes?
Clearly not. Cordelia only goes for the real thing. Do you mind? I'm a little offended for her right now. So
Anyway.
it's okay. I'll hear what you said when I'm editing the episode.
Yeah.
Are we ready to move on?
Yes.
I'm ready to move on.
Next scene's at the school.
Enough about milk, Rex.
I don't know where where that came from.
Steamed cow water.
With bean juice.
Bean juice, yes. So Snyder. He's not on the promenade for a change.
No, he's in the halls. He outright assaults a student. She's walking by and he grabs her arm and pulls her to the side.
Yeah, he's
not even gently.
He sure does take a lot of liberty with other people's time that he has no control over.
No, yeah.
It's kind of amazing, really.
He grabs this student, he's like, you're volunteering, and she's like, I have to go to class, and he obviously does not give a shit.
He's just like, nah. He literally just goes, nah.
And
so
Buffy, Xander, Willow come into the scene.
Yeah.
They're talking about the previous night.
The tripod of dysfunction.
Yep, blah blah blah
Grace
blah
the
blah.
screen.
Unimportant. But Snyder catches their scent, comes over, and is like, hey, Buffy, you're gonna volunteer.
Hey, you little fucking future convict or whatever he calls her. I don't know.
Pulls her aside. She gives an interesting excuse as to why she can't do this.
I don't even remember what it was.
She's developed tendonitis or carpal tunnel or something
so
and can't hold a flashlight.
Hey, the struggle is real, man.
I mean, yeah, I have hand problems, but I could still hold a flashlight.
Giggity.
She should have at least went to, I can't sign my name because I can't hold a pen. That'd have been better.
There you go. Yeah, that would have made more sense.
But my favorite part is Buffy is signing her name on the stupid clipboard, and Willow and Xander are standing over her shoulders. And the looks on their faces are like, Buffy's screwed. She has to do this thing. And Snyder just pulls 2 pens out and hands over Buffy's shoulders to him.
Which is fun.
And the look on all the Scooby Gang's faces is just priceless.
But it's been done. That was the very first thing he did in the puppet episode.
But I'm fine with their response being that they still just cannot deal with Snyder.
Right.
It works for me.
I'll take it. So Buffy and Willow and Xander are talking about vampires, and I forget what exactly they said. Oh, right. Halloween's
Halloween's
uneventful
boring.
because they don't do demons and vampires don't do anything on Halloween. And Marks, this is one of my quotes of the day, just because Nicholas Brendan's delivery is always spot on. And he says, "Those wacky vampires. That's why I love them. They just keep you guessing."
Okay, so the next the scene. Exactly. So they're in the lounge area.
By the way, everybody, Rex is able to tell exactly where I am in the episode based on my sighs and groans.
Because I knew the moment you were here. Oh man. So Xander walks up
sounds like I'm making a sex joke, but I'm not.
No. So Xander walks up to a pop machine to get a pop. I suppose because we might have non-Michigan people listening to this, pop is soda.
Soda.
So it's a soda machine.
Xander's getting a soda.
Or if you're from really weird places, it's a Coke.
He's getting a
Although
soda
it's
out
a
of-
Dr. Pepper
out of
flavored
the
Coke.
out of the pop machine. And then he's gonna drink it.
But the machine doesn't work, and then this other character comes up. We've seen him before, but I can't remember his name. He shows up in the series
Larry.
every now.
Larry. He
that's
calls him
it.
Lair. Says, "Hey, Lair, you're looking Cro-Mag as usual."
And he looks a little
A
Cro-Magnon.
little bit. That's why it's either why they wrote the line or that's why they
But-
cast him.
But it looks like they actually have a pretty decent rapport.
For a second.
And so
And it
Larry
only
is
takes, like-
asking about Buffy and like, hey, how do I hit that?
Yeah, basically.
Says that he heard that she was easy. Mm-hmm. Which, first off, where the fuck did he hear that from?
It's basically like, hey, bro, how do I hit that? Dude, like, I've been trying so hard, but you better not.
Slight to Xander's credit here. The moment he says anything...
Very slightly.
Very slightly. The moment Larry says anything about Buffy being easy, Xander grabs him by the shirt and is like, I'm gonna get my ass kicked over this.
Motherfucker, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Like, he's about ready to fight.
I'm gonna call Sam Jackson in here, and that motherfucker gonna fuck you up.
Yep. But no, Buffy saves him.
Does she look like a bitch?
But Buffy saves him, and Xander's response to this is horrible. He gets so pissed at Buffy for saving him.
One step forward, 5 steps back.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to try and not bag on him too much here because we've already said all there is to say about
and that's
Nice Guy
really
Xander.
got
But
almost fuck all to do with the episode.
Right.
In the long run.
my only problem is like, you have no right to be pissed off. And later, Buffy actually apologizes for this to him. And it just... it's annoying. But all of this does accumulate to a really good line because Xander's all pissy and he storms off.
Don't mind me. I'm just retching in the background.
That's fine.
Bring the
Buffy-
chocolate sauce.
God damn it. Buffy's talking to Willow and Xander
I
storms
think I
off.
just found a whole new episode format. I just try and keep you from doing your job as much as possible.
It kind of works.
Is that new? Or have
don't
I been
know.
doing it the whole time?
I think you've been doing it most of the time.
I think I simply lost my way somewhere
Anyway.
along the road.
Hey, got your steak. Hey, got your steak.
One of I'm not going to say this is a quote of the day because it's not really a quote, but it is a good line from Willow here because after Xander storms off, all pissy and butthurt, Willow looks at Buffy and's like, boys are so fragile.
Poor Xander. Yeah.
Poor Xander, boys are so fragile. And you know what? She's not wrong.
She's not.
She's not wrong. I know more fragile men than women.
Right? Yeah, and it was funny. It was perfect timing. Just as the phrase fragile masculinity ran through my head,
Yep.
she said that. And I was like,
Yep. I know so many more fragile men than fragile women. It's sad.
Yeah.
Good commentary on that, though, in 97.
Right? Yeah. And then Willow and Buffy immediately begin to talk about boys.
Oh, yep.
And then they run to the library to steal Giles's Watcher book diary.
Well, their idea is to grab Giles's Watcher diary to
Yeah.
look up facts about Angel. This is a bad idea!
It's a really bad idea. Well, I mean, I didn't think it was that bad of an idea, but for fuck's sake, wait till he's sleeping or
Let's
something.
look up information about your boyfriend from when he was a crazed mass murderer.
Yeah.
This is good, fun facts about Angel.
From when he was actively possessed by a demon and not his own soul. That's brilliant. Yeah.
It's a bad idea.
It's a very bad idea.
So they go to the library and, oh, Buffy, you are a terrible thief.
Willow was surprisingly good at it, though.
Yeah, solely because Buffy was doing Apparently barely a good enough job to distract Giles. She distracted him solely by pure confusion.
A barely passable job that could have only been pulled off by bad writers.
Yeah.
And actors on a set. There's no other fucking way that Giles would have fallen for any of that. So, wait a second. So Giles is off-put by Buffy having any interest in the demons and vampires' lack of interest in Halloween, but he's not off-put, and he completely lets his ego take hold when Buffy says something about Miss Calendar thinking he's hot. Aren't they already dating?
They are. Again, this is like they've taken steps back with these characters.
Yes.
But the ways Buffy's talking about him and Calendar is that they're flirting with each other but not dating. Like, they've obviously been on several dates. They're a fucking couple by now.
Yeah.
They'd have to be.
And we haven't even seen Miss Calendar for several episodes. Have we even seen her? No, we've definitely seen her in season 2. But it's been a minute.
So, they get the book. They awkwardly leave the fucking library.
Yeah.
And the next scene is them in a bathroom sitting on sinks.
Right?
That did not look like it would be comfortable.
I feel like those would just break right off the wall.
Yeah. I mean, they're small women, but...
Yeah.
But still.
I
mean, we're talking schools here.
100... they're probably 100 to 130 pounds each.
Yeah.
Somewhere thereabouts, depending on height.
I wonder if Buffy is heavier due to muscle mass than she looks.
Well, I was just thinking Willow, I think, has some abs going on.
She
looked muscular.
We get to see...
We'll get to that.
We will get to that.
Get a grip, Josh. Get a grip.
Yeah. Are you okay? Take a deep breath.
I need a break.
We're not taking that long of a break.
You're
not doing that here.
What do you take me for?
You do that on your own time.
What do you think I am? Some kind of nymphomaniac male person?
Yeah, mostly.
Who masturbates like 3 times a day?
Probably.
It's good for the prostate, Rex. Okay? And
anyway,
Cordy
comes into the bathroom.
I don't need your judgment.
Cordy comes into the bathroom, doesn't believe Willow and Buffy that Angel is a vampire.
Oh, yeah.
She's all smug.
Right, but first they're looking at this picture of like a Victorian debutante woman.
Yep.
And there didn't seem to really be any textual evidence that this was Angel's girlfriend or something.
No, what is that drawing of the chick even in the book?
Yeah,
for?
why is that even there?
Was the Watcher who did that like, well, I guess I should draw a picture of the kind of women that are in this era. Yeah. This might be important to people in the future.
At some point in time, one of these curious young Slayer women might be interested, yes. No. So, my theory, I actually have a theory that picture was of Drusilla.
I think it might have been.
Before she turned into a vampire.
I think it might have been.
I might be drawing on old memories that are not at the front of my brain, though.
It's possible. Anyway, Cordy comes in. She's kind of mean, but really just kind of smug for no reason whatsoever.
You know what I thought was fucked up was Willow's immediate response to Buffy being uncomfortable about that kind of girl being what Angel is supposedly into is to start body shaming that girl for the sole purpose of making Buffy feel better. Like, oh, thank God this 300-year-old dead chick is so ugly compared to me. Gosh, that makes me feel so much better.
There's a lot of problematic threads in this episode, I noticed.
Like, it bothers me that that's what's supposed to make her feel better, and there was clearly no irony about it.
No, there really isn't. So, next episode. God damn it. So, next scene, we go to the fucking costume store.
Next episode of Beer with Buffy. Rex has a coherent moment. Join us today. Or tomorrow.
I wouldn't hold your breath on that one.
I'm not.
So next scene is they're in the costume shop getting costumes. This is when Buffy apologizes to Xander for defending him.
Why?
I don't know. It's annoying.
Why?
Anyway, moving on from that.
Oh, no, she violated the bro code.
Willow wants to dress as a ghost.
The bro code. Rex, she broke the bro code.
I don't give a shit about the bro code. I've never given a shit about the bro code.
So,
Willow wants to dress as a ghost. Buffy's like, no, you should dress as a hottie.
Buffy's like, no, Halloween is for dressing slutty.
Yep.
That's what you do.
Xander comes up and he's buying a toy gun because he has army fatigues at home.
Yeah, and, you know, I guess kudos to being thrifty or something.
You know, for all we know, Xander's pretty poor.
He could be.
I mean,
yeah,
they've hinted at that kind of in some ways.
Yeah.
Maybe he can't afford a real normal costume.
That's why I'm nerdy. I grew up fucking Poe.
Yeah, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Fucking...
Like, it's weird coming from an upper middle class family, but you're that one tiny offshoot branch that's just fucking Poe.
You know, it's better than my family, which is just mostly all white trash.
Right?
It's hard for me to say anything cool or witty or at all. I can usually make a few vowel sounds and then I have to go away.
I don't mean to interrupt your downward mobility.
Yeah, you're the Slayer
I
and
just wanted to
we're
tell
like the Slayerettes.
Oh, please.
Anyway.
Beer number 2.
Beer opener dysfunction, yeah. So Buffy finds a haunted costume, you can tell because of the music.
It's not even really, in my opinion, that fancy of a dress. But the store owner steps around, is like...
The point is, it looks just like the girl that she's jealous of.
Yeah.
That's the only point.
Shows her it in the mirror, and she's like, I can't afford that. And he's like, I will sell it to you super cheap.
I'll make you an offer you can't refuse, said definitely the bad guy costume shop owner.
Yes. The moment you see him on screen, you're like, well, that fucker's a bad guy.
Huh. Look at that.
Then we jump to...
Villain time.
Yeah. Then we jump to Spike in his lair.
Villain time. Villain time. Let's all have some villain time. Hey.
And now it's Spike's turn.
Yeah.
Where he's being super progressive Spike and watching the video over and over again of the fight that the vampire recorded earlier.
Spider Spike. Spider Spike. Does whatever Spider Spike can. Yeah. So we're finally watching this fucking video from the beginning. Yeah. They're not tying everything together very well, but they are tying everything together.
Yeah.
That's something.
And this is when I expected there to be something about the fucking low battery, but no, there isn't.
So, did anybody else notice that the word resourceful, apparently in Spike speak, is resourceful?
I didn't notice that.
So now I just need to pronounce resourceful with a Z.
Resourceful.
I'm sorry, a Z from here on out.
Are you really going to start calling it Zed too?
I think I have to.
Oh God, you're a pain in the ass. But Drew comes in, and she's being all her creepy self, and she walks up to Spike and says, "Do you love my insides, the parts you can't see?"
Creepy or sexy?
Yes.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Different is good sometimes.
She foretells that on Halloween night, Buffy is gonna be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Spike's like, but nothing happens on Halloween night. Fuck Halloween night.
What could possibly happen? And then thank you, B-Team writers, for completely ruining any chance at a mystery there could have been. And immediately cut to Ethan. Oh, look, he's definitely the bad guy costume shop owner.
Cheers.
Hey.
This show has an issue with suspense. The show and me have something in common.
Oh, dear.
We're oversharers.
Yeah. I used to be an oversharer.
I'm a notorious oversharer.
I got better. And then I became friends with you. And now I do a podcast. So go ahead and call in. Tell us your opinion.
Nobody is calling our podcast.
Let us know if you think oversharing is okay. Or if you think you should be a little more guarded. Because it's like your opinion, man.
God damn.
Do it.
Oh, then
I want to see if people are actually going to try.
What are they going to call?
Like, Scoob. I'm totally going to call into this podcast. Shaggy.
We could be one of those podcasts that like sets up a phone with a voicemail that we can. Like, there are podcasts that do that.
No, we have to.
I don't want to.
I want to. We can play them on the air.
The only person I know that would probably regularly fucking call our goddamn voicemail is my friend Fred. He's our biggest fan currently.
We can have a whole extra short episode,
and there you go, Fred.
Fred's messages.
There you go, Fred. Here's a call out to you. So far, our biggest fan.
Yeah, come on, Fred. Start leaving those messages. Remember, the number is 555-5555. 12345.
That's not a real number.
1-800 the doctor.
It's not a real phone number.
555.
Anyway, we go to Buffy's. She's putting on her costume. We get to see Willow step out, and she's dressed as a hottie.
Can I just say, wooga!
I knew you were going that direction.
Okay.
Leather mini skirt, leggings, bare midriff.
Bare. So bare.
She's
muscular.
She's really an attractive girl.
God, I'm very upset.
So you hear the doorbell. Buffy goes downstairs to let Xander in. He's dressed as an army guy with his toy gun.
Uh-huh.
His response to Buffy's pretty good.
It was fun.
I didn't write it down.
It was fun. I mean, this happens to be the second time that he's stepped through Buffy's front door wearing a manstume. It's, clearly just a male power fantasy. But,
yeah.
If you can't be a guy with a power fantasy, then what can you be? I'd like to know.
Anything else?
Anything, yeah. Go ahead, call in, let us know.
God damn! Nobody's calling in!
So I did get his line on that.
Okay.
He says, Buffy, Lady of Buffton, Duchess of Buffonia, I am in awe. I completely renounce spandex, which
is a callback to a line earlier.
From the shop, when he's like, I prefer spandex. We're like, of course you do, Xander.
Of course.
Because you have no fucking imagination. So Willow comes down the stairs wearing her ghost costume because she's feeling insecure.
Yep.
Back to the school, Oz and Cordy have a fun moment.
We see Snyder presenting the kids to Buffy that Buffy is supposed to watch over.
Yeah.
He specifically tells Buffy not to talk to the children because he doesn't want Buffy to corrupt them. Why the hell did he make her do this if he doesn't want her to corrupt
Why
him?
are you forcing them to do this?
Snyder makes no sense.
That's not okay.
Snyder makes no sense.
With male influences like this, how can we expect anything but people like Xander?
Right?
Jeez, and Xander's one of the good guys.
Yeah.
Shit.
We're
all just fucked.
Is Snyder's motive here literally just to make everyone miserable?
I mean... Oh, my voice did something weird there for a second.
It really did.
It really...
That was weird.
Get me more helium. I need more helium.
All I have for you is beer. Lots and lots of beer.
I still want my hula hoop.
Save that for the Christmas episode.
Damn. It's still Halloween. My bad.
Yes.
Excuse me while I flagellate myself. Ah, that was a good flagellation. Wasn't it, Rex? You were there.
Gratefully, it was not a real I can't even fucking say that goddamn word. Fuck you.
I'm gonna edit that together so hard.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I've done that before. I've swapped around things.
I know. I've noticed.
There's a reason why you're here. The reason what's now. There's a reason why you're here. The reason what's now.
We get Oz and Cordy. Cordy walks up to Oz bitching about her boyfriend, who is the lead singer of Oz's band.
Yep.
No, he says, "Hey, Cordelia, geez, you're like a giant big cat." And she goes, "That's my costume."
Yeah.
And then she is just complaining about her boyfriend, goes on this long diatribe about him, and he responds with, "Yeah, he's just going by Devin now."
Yeah. I almost wish I'd written that line down, but y'all saw the episode. Whatevs.
I love Oz in just how laid back and cool
Yeah,
he is.
he's so dry and just he doesn't put up with bullshit.
No.
And he calls it out.
And it just rolls right off him.
He calls it out in a way that just flies right over people's heads. I fucking love it.
Exactly.
It's very nice.
He says something along the line. Cordy storms off. He says something along the lines of, "Oh, I can't wait to have a woman like that," or something like that, being sarcastic.
Oh yeah.
And then he immediately turns around and runs into Willow.
Doesn't know who she is.
It's really cute because they do that. Oh, I'm gonna go this way. You're gonna go this way. You know, back and forth.
They over apologize.
Yep.
And yeah, those two gonna hook up. And
then
then he flips her. He's a fucking spatula. What an asshole.
And then we get Xander talking to his kids that he's gonna chaperone, and he's talking about how to get the most candy, when to use tears. And I wrote, "Damn, Xander, you know how to Halloween."
Right? Say what you want about Xander. I want him leading my trick-or-treat pack.
Okay, story time.
Uh-oh.
I knew how to do Halloween right.
Go on.
My brother and I, during Halloween, one year, we decided to hit every possible house for an entire, like, multi-mile city block.
Yep.
And we zigzagged through the neighborhood, hitting every single house till we got to the far end of the neighborhood. Then we took off our first costumes and had our costumes that were under the first costumes, and then hit all the houses on the way back. 4 pillowcases each of candy.
Holy shit.
This was my brother's last year of Halloween. This was, I think I did 2 more years after this, but it was we had so much candy that 2 to 3 months after Halloween, I was still selling handfuls by the quarter at school.
Shit.
By the time we were done, like, it was nearly midnight.
Uh-huh.
And this is when we were kids, and you could be out this late.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you weren't,
right?
Like, no one was afraid of getting murdered.
Back in the Goonies days.
Exactly.
When you could go crawling through fucking sewer systems and come back home and your parents were like, take a shower. You disgust me.
But by the time we were done, we'd like go up to a house and knock on the door, and they'd be like, "Well, we want to be all done giving out candy, but we still have all this candy left." And so they just dump the remainder of their bowls of candy in our bags. Like 4 or 5 houses did that.
Yeah.
So Xander in this bit with tutoring these kids on how to properly get candy, a man after my own childhood.
Right?
Right on, Xander.
Yeah. Hopefully not in a creepy way.
Well, no.
For once.
Yeah. He's not creepy towards children.
Yeah. Thanks.
Honestly.
Thanks for that, Xander.
Xander's actually really good with kids.
That's really a step up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's forgive him for all of his bullshit. Congratulations.
It is a really good transition here because he's like, "All right, troops, line up, move out," and marches off screen. And then the music they have playing in the very next scene when they're all out trick-or-treating just goes along with that march. Kids are running back from a house to Buffy, and she's like, "Oh, what Mrs. Davis give you?" And they all pull out toothbrushes.
Right.
And Buffy's like, "She must be stopped." Handing out toothbrushes at Halloween. Do you want your house to be egged? Because that's how you get your house to be egged.
That's how you get your house egged, right there. Also, I mean, that's a myth. That's right up there with people putting razor blades in apples and giving out fucking gummy pot and ecstasy. No, that shit's too expensive.
No one wants to drug your kids. They want to use their own drugs. Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody fucking cares about if they're...
I was waiting for it.
That was, yeah. Well done. I'm glad we shared that moment. Now get the fuck out.
We go back to, what's his name? Ethan. And he's doing the ritual.
Oh yeah, he's praying some more to his altar, and some shit's about to go down.
Yep.
I heard some
jumps
Latin.
Back and forth between this and them trick-or-treating.
Chanting Latin. He's drinking milk. It's evil.
Yeah. All the kids turn into their costumes.
Surprise!
And it's really well done when they do it.
It's pretty good special effects. Not even just for the 90s. Like,
no,
still pretty good effects.
Yeah, it really is. And one of the kids starts choking out the woman because she's run out of candy.
You give me a toothbrush, I'll fucking shoot you.
Willow's like trying to like stop the kid from attacking the woman, but she's starting to die because she's dressed as a ghost.
Whoops. Yeah.
We get to see Xander is actually his fucking soldier costume.
Yeah. His gun turns into a real gun.
And he's kind of a badass.
Kinda. I didn't like the gun sound effects. It wasn't loud enough at all.
It really wasn't. And then the worst part is, though, Buffy is a 18th century debutante.
With she was trying to do that. I'm a southern debutante, and I could just barely.
Her accent was awful.
Oh, Mr. Beauregard, I do declare. And just, she could not do the accent to save her fucking life.
So this is an interesting thing, I think, that reflects on Sarah Michelle Gellar, in that her as a person, not even her character, her as a person, her as an actress, has too much fucking presence to play a character who's that in the background.
Right. She's too strong of a person to be a weak character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't think she would be effective at playing that kind of character in no matter what the script or the setting.
That's an interesting theory. So they all run back to Buffy's house, and Willow's like, oh, she couldn't have dressed up like Xena?
They run off to Buffy's house. Her mom is gone because they didn't want to pay her to be in this episode.
Exactly. And then one of my favorite Spike quotes to date, granted he's only been in 2 episodes, but he's walking through the chaos in the streets and he goes, well, this is just neat.
Yeah.
Fucking yes.
It is excellent.
God damn it.
His inflection and everything. I don't know if they used different prosthetics for Spike's vamp face. Because, I mean, he is vamped out on screen more than most any character thus far.
Yeah.
With the exception of the Master.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they changed how they did his prosthetics, but they fit him and fit his face and his facial features better.
The makeup designers are probably just getting better at their jobs.
I guess.
With
but
practice.
he looks the most natural
Yeah.
in the vamped out look.
Yeah. I think they started doing this thing where they weren't making the prosthetics quite so prominent and angular.
Right, not quite so Klingon.
Like the shit that made Sheila look so funky.
Oh, God, yeah.
In her vampire makeup.
That was awful.
Yeah.
You mean besides me? No, I didn't ask. You mean besides me? Do you believe? I didn't ask. We have to achieve our dreams, otherwise we wither and die. We're going to the other cool place in Sunnydale.
They're in Buffy's house, and there's some monsters trying to get in the door, and Willow's trying to get Xander to not shoot people because she knows that it's all a bunch of kids in costumes.
Right.
He busts out a window and starts shooting them, and she's like, oh no, you can't do that. And he goes, big noise, scare monsters?
Yeah. That felt forced to me.
Yeah. And then Buffy has a line that's like, because Willow's talking about having to fight, and Buffy's like, surely some men will protect us. And that's really forced coming from her.
And then Angel walks in, he's like, oh, thank God you guys are okay. Who are you? I don't know why that struck me as funny. It just did.
It was really well done.
But then,
as far as the delivery,
I think the funniest part in the whole damn episode
is the moment
is in the library.
Giles is cataloging, and Willow just walks through the wall. Giles doesn't actually effectively say anything.
It's like I'm not sure if he's more surprised by Ghost Willow or Sexy Willow.
Right? And he like the cards that he has in his hands just fly all over. He tries to start 3 different sentences at the same time.
Yeah. And it just
And Willow's so patient with him. She's like, okay, get it out.
She made exactly the right choice. She went to exactly the right person.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It was a beautiful moment.
In the very next bit that they're in, though, they're like looking at books or whatnot. And she's like, I don't know how much I can help. I can't turn the pages.
I can't turn the pages. And then, so they figure out real quick that, Cordelia didn't change. So only the people's costumes from Ethan's shop changed. So they go to Ethan's shop and they immediately find the statue and have a run-in with Ethan.
Yep. The rest of the episode,
it just falls into place really quickly, does. As per usual.
In the house, Cordy and Xander go one way. Buffy and Angel go another way.
Yep.
Buffy has kind of a funny line where she's like, no, I don't want to go with you. I want to go with the fellow with the musket. Do you have a musket? So they go into the kitchen and the back door is open. Somebody I don't know if I suspect that the person that Angel starts to fight, who is a vampire, I suspect, though, that they are not a real vampire, but a kid in a vampire costume because he came into the house uninvited.
Oh, you're right.
And he's definitely a vampire.
Because Angel was asking for a steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was uninvited.
Interesting point.
It really threw me off. But he vamps out because he's fighting, and Buffy is scared and runs out the door. Everyone decides they have to hunt Buffy now.
Yeah, Spike just randomly...
Spike's going around recruiting all these kids who are demons all of a sudden.
Which is interesting to me, because he didn't have anything to do with orchestrating the event.
No.
He's just taking advantage of it.
Because he's a genius.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome like that. The pirate dude, which is Larry...
Yes.
Finds Buffy in the alleyway first.
But before that, we get the confrontation between Ethan and Giles. And Ethan, they know each other. They have a past. This is the first glimpse we get of Giles's dark past. Because Ethan says, hello, Ripper. Mm-hmm. And calls Rupert Ripper. Because that was his nickname back in the day.
Uh-huh.
Immediately when Giles is dealing with Ethan, his whole fucking demeanor changes completely.
Completely changes.
And this is the true Giles, in my opinion.
Well, I believe Giles when he says, it's not a show. This is who I am. I believe that he's been through some shit.
Oh, yeah.
And he's done some soul searching. And when he says that, he doesn't mean that he's not guilty of some atrocities in the past. He just means that this is what brings him peace and this is the person he wants to be.
Yep.
Therefore, that's who he is.
Yeah.
And then, I'm sorry, but this is my favorite Giles moment to date. He approaches Ethan and he's like, oh, but they don't know that you're just some sniveling tweed-clad watcher. Or they all think that you're just some sniveling tweed-clad watcher. And then Giles just opens up that fucker's asshole, crawls in, and closes the door behind him.
Oh my God. Kicks his ass.
Doesn't even hesitate. He's fucking cleaning his glasses as he's fucking him up.
And we'll get to that more. Because they jump back and forth between the two scenes a fuck ton through here. This is one of the heaviest jump back and forth episodes.
Yeah, I stopped even keeping track of what
so
the
then
location
we get to
of
Buffy being attacked by the pirate.
Yeah.
And Xander comes in and just starts handing Larry his ass.
Yeah.
Angel comes up with Cordy. They're resolving the vampire thing. Cordy still doesn't believe that Angel's a vampire for some reason, but she's going along with it because Buffy is freaked out.
There's lots of other crazy shit is going on, and frankly, Angel being a vampire at this point is the least of her concerns.
Oh, yeah. But Angel leaves the women to the side to go help Xander, and just as Xander finishes up kicking Larry's ass.
Yeah. That's one of my quotes of the day.
Yep.
Did you get it too?
I wrote it down as well.
All right.
He says, it's strange. It's strange, but beating up that pirate gave me a weird sense of closure.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Willow comes running. why she's running from anything. I don't know. She's a ghost. She can't be hurt.
Yeah.
Like, she should just appear through walls, and then everyone has the same freak out. Like,
she now
Giles did.
officially has the best form of transportation across Sunnydale.
Yeah.
As
She could just walk straight lines.
Dig this. Dig this. Sorry you had to wait. Fire, beheading. Hurry up, sweet dreams. Sunlight. Hurry up, sweet dreams. Holy water. Usual. Oh yeah. I hit him. With what? A desk.
Spike's coming on with a big army of costume demons, and they run off to a warehouse.
and he's about to jump all up in Buffy's shit as she's sniveling because she's in her Southern debutante thing.
And the demons and everything capture them in the warehouse.
And then cut to Ethan giving up the real answer to breaking the curse very easily.
Here's the thing, though. I think he was very legitimately afraid that Giles was just gonna fucking kill him.
Okay, maybe that's part of it, but I think mainly, as evidenced by the wrap up of this episode, he only did this entire stunt to get Giles's attention.
I think that's part of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this is when Giles is at his true most badass, because he's standing there, like you said, cleaning his glasses. Ethan's on the floor, like, beat up, and he's just randomly kicking him as he asks him questions.
I have two theories. A, Giles is Ethan's former dom. And B, Giles is fucking faking when he tries to train Buffy.
I think it's a combination of Giles trying to put on a little bit of a show, but also you got to think that Buffy's like 3 or 4 times stronger than Giles.
It's a little column A, little column B.
I mean, she can pick people up and throw them significant distances.
Also true.
But yeah, Ethan lets go that all he has to do is break the stupid double-faced statue thing, which has to do with some Greek or Roman god of chaos or whatnot.
Blibbity blabbity blue.
Yeah, the ritual is a non-issue.
Blabbity bloobity.
But this all the statue gets broken just as Spike is about to eat Buffy.
Or something.
Yeah. Everyone changes back. Xander hits one of the demons and then pulls up his gun, and just as he pulls up his gun, it turns back into a toy.
Mm-hmm.
Willow disappears. Spike all of a sudden has a wig in his hands, and Buffy pops up and says, "Hello, I'm home," or something along those lines.
Yes, I don't.
Kicks everyone's ass. All the demons turn back into kids.
Yep.
Why Spike didn't have any of his normal vampire lackeys with him, I'm confused.
Yeah.
But Spike hightails it out of there.
And Xander's all like, "Cordy, don't try to tear Buffy and Angel apart. Believe me, I've tried." Then Oz spots Willow doing the walk of shame back home in her hot outfit.
There's a really funny line. Cordy's like, "You guys remember what happened?" And
oh yeah,
Xander says, "Yeah, it's like I was there, but I couldn't get out." And Cordy responds with, "Yeah, I know the feeling. This outfit is totally skin tight."
Oh yeah.
Perfect narcissistic Cordy response.
Yeah.
Oz gets to see Willow walking down the street. She has a new sense of confidence because she was walking around as a ghost in sexy clothes all night.
And they're doing this fun recurring thing with Oz where he's like, "Who is that girl?"
Yup.
And I'm like, I don't know, but it works. Okay. So Angel stops by Buffy's and they chat, and he's like, "I'm not even into those chicks."
Finally, they make out. They're finally over their will they, won't they bullshit.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's done. That's done. We can stop with the Buffy being super insecure.
Yeah, we've
about
never
Angel.
heard that before. Hopefully that's done. Everybody call in. We're still taking calls.
No, we're not taking calls.
I'm mostly just disappointed because I haven't gotten a single call this episode, but 1-800 Dr. 555.
You're not even using the same number every time.
55545.
Nobody is calling.
Let us know.
The last scene of the show.
Let us know if you think Quark and Odo are going to hook up.
Nobody is going to call.
Will it be on the promenade?
Wrong show.
Is it, Rex?
Yes. It is the wrong show.
All right.
I will throw my notebook at you.
We'll see.
Anyway, the last scene is... God damn it. You've been derailing me all episode. Yeah. And I can't even be pissed about it because I do that shit to you all the time. Anyway, the last scene is Giles walking into the costume shop, which is all the merchandise and everything is stripped bare. And there's a note that says, I will return. And we're going to see Ethan again someday, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Next time, Gilesy.
Did you like the episode?
Yeah, it was all right.
It was really entertaining.
It was fucking better than Reptile Boy and Inca Mummy Girl.
There were...
Oh, wait. Arg.
Arg, yeah.
Is this for me? I must be ready. I need my strength. Give me more!
Nights I shall walk in the earth. Hold on. You've got something in your eye.
This episode didn't have that many great lines, but it had great moments. Like, there was a lot of funny moments that didn't revolve around the lines that characters were saying so much.
Yeah.
Normally, it's the actual lines.
I agree.
I thought that this is by far the best, like, villain of the week episode we've fucking gotten.
Definitely. Well, they actually fucking set it up for some real plot. It was a character introduction. It wasn't look at this monster that we're going to have a bad ending fight scene with.
They actually used a monster of the week to introduce a character that's obviously going to come back. We got hints at Giles's dark backstory.
Mm-hmm.
We got some resolution between the bullshit drama between Buffy and Angel.
Love me a dark backstory.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
We got to see Spike being a good big bad guy.
Yeah, they mixed bad guys. That was fun.
Angel, they did a great job of incorporating him in the episode. He didn't just show up and say, something's wrong.
Buffy, there's a problem.
All the characters actually had good parts. A little regression in some ways, yeah.
A little bit, but you can tell they're starting to get their sea legs in other areas.
Yes, very much so. The story was, like, it was ridiculous, but it was really fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect example of being able to take a ridiculously dumb idea and make a good fucking episode out of it.
What if all the costumes came to life and were real or something?
So what's your quote of the day?
My quote of the day. You know what? I'm gonna give my quote of the day. I'm gonna give it to Giles. When Willow comes through the wall and he goes,
yes.
That's my quote of the day.
Yeah.
Take it.
It's the best moment in the entire fucking episode.
It was technically a verbalization.
Right?
I thought it was the funniest.
My quote of the day is gonna be a little bit of a cop-out.
So was mine. Go on.
Mine is honestly gonna be Oz going, "Who is that girl?"
Okay.
Because the couple of snippets that we got in this episode of hinting at the relationship to come with those two, just it makes me excited and giddy.
Yeah. A little
because
giddy.
I'm so excited for Willow to get a guy like Oz who's a good person, like actually like good to her and for her and like a genuinely good guy.
Yeah.
Unlike every other fucking male character outside of Giles.
Blows Xander out of the water.
Oh, God, yes.
But Andy plays a musical instrument.
Yep.
Shut up. Just shut up.
So, subscribe, like, share, review us on iTunes. We have a fancy new webpage that will have all of the links of where you can listen to our podcast, beerwithbuffy.com, ways to contact us. Special shout out to Ben for the music of our episode. This has been Beer with Buffy. I'm Rex.
I'm Josh.
Have a good night.
God, Willow's hot.
So hot.
You are the Slayer. Lives depend upon you. I make allowances for your years, but I expect a certain amount of responsibility, and instead of which you enslave yourself to this cult.
You don't like the color?
You have a sacred birthright. You were chosen to destroy vampires, not to wave pom-poms at people.
Why can't you people just leave me alone?
You are the Slayer.
Go ahead. Prepare me.
I'm a watcher. I haven't the skill.
Oh, come on.
By appealing to your common sense. Werewolves, incubi, succubi, everything you've ever dreaded was under your bed, but told yourself couldn't be by the light of day. One girl in all the world. Common sense. One girl in all the world. Was a bit, British, wasn't it?
Wait, what have we done? Why are we watching this?